What's going on, GT? This is Aaron with the Guetterman Financial Group. I just want to talk to you today about the phone script and do a little bit of video tutorial, and hopefully this will help you guys understand how the phone script works, and you'll be able to set more appointments. Before we get into that, I want to make sure you guys understand the importance of a weekly schedule and what we're dialing and why we're dialing. For those of you that are brand new and haven't been to a boot camp yet, understand that a weekly schedule is what's going to set you up for success. It's gonna create continuity, and as Mr. Art Leeser always says, commitment to continuity breeds emotional financial stability. So make sure that you guys put your weekly schedules in place. You should have your dial times in place, your appointment times, the same days every single week. Most of my $20,000 producers are running, a little bit over the weekend and then knocking out Mondays and Tuesdays. They'll get on Friday night dials from 6 to 9 p.m. and then again Saturday mornings between 8 and 12. That Saturday morning is a crazy important time. We call 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. the power hour. And 168 hours in a week, that 1 hour is going to be the most contact times that you can get within the entire week. So you'll set more appointments between 8 and 9 a.m. than you will the rest of the week, guys. So make sure that you're prepared, you're up, you get up 7:30, and you're ready to dial. I know some of you are like 7:30 on a Saturday morning. Right. If you start doing things, if you start creating habits that most people don't do, and you start running these habits and doing these habits that most people won't, you're going to start to separate yourself from the pack. That's why only 1 to 5% of people are making a six-figure income and above. So start doing things that most people won't do, and you'll start seeing a difference in your life. First things first, let's go over the mindset of the phone script. These people filled out our forms. Yes, they either took out an equity loan, it's a new purchase, or they refinanced their house. These are people that we pulled the daily list, and guys, they're getting telemarketed all week long. Other people have access to these lists as well, and we're not the only people that are calling them. So the crazy thing is, they did fill it out, the 8x11 letter. They put 3 phone numbers down and they're expecting our call, but they don't know our phone number, they don't know us, and they don't know when we're calling. So we have to overcome some walls, some barriers before we could actually set the appointment. Most people that answer your calls, they're flagging you. They probably think that you're a telemarketer. You'll start to get responses, pre-telegraphed responses of, we're not interested, or, don't call me, or they just hang up on you, or they say we already took care of it. See, they're not even listening to you. Because if you sound like a telemarketer, you're going to start to get these responses. So make sure that you don't sound like a telemarketer. We want your tone to be low, slow, and articulate. Loud enough so they can hear you, slow enough so they can understand you, fast enough so they can't interrupt you. The first thing when you get them on the phone, you want to talk to them like you know them, like you're talking to your brothers, your uncles, your cousins. Someone that if you would call and you would say their name. If we're talking about Tommy and Jane here, husband and wife couple, we know that on the lead, on the form, we know that they put their names down. We know who lives in the house. So if we hear a male answer the phone, we're just going to assume that it's Tommy. Or if we hear a female answer the phone, we're just going to assume that it's Jane. Now, if you say Tom and he says any different, guys, he's going to say, well, no, this isn't Tom. Well, is Tom around? They're going to correct you. But if you say Tom and it is Tom, they're going to try and figure out how they know you instead of thinking that you're a telemarketer. A telemarketer would say, hey, is Mr. Smith around? And, just trying to be polite, like they don't know him and they're strangers. So when you guys dial these people up, you call them by their first name. So if it's Tom that answers the phone, ring, ring, says, hello, hey, Tom. And I teach on upswings and downswings. So if you said, hey, Tom, like you're unsure, again, that creates like, who's this guy? It's probably just someone trying to telemarket at me. But if you call him like you know him and you say, hey, Tom, and he says, yeah, Tom, what's going on, buddy? This is Aaron with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm getting back to you about a form that we recently mailed out concerning paying off your mortgage with BB&T for $150,000 due to death or disability. That's the greeting, guys. That's the most important part of this phone script because it actually reminds them and instructs them why you're calling. If you can get that out without them hanging up on you or interrupting you, it's gonna trigger their memory that, oh yeah, I know who this guy is. You say, do you remember that? And the upswings and downswings again. It's not, do you remember that? Like uncertain, but it's, do you remember that? Downswing. It's a statement, and you know it's true because you're looking at it. You know, there's no weakness there. You know exactly what they did. You're looking at it, and you're basically telling them, do you remember that? And they're going to say, yeah, I remember that. Great. Tom, I'm going to be right up the road from you this Monday. Do you and Jane, do you guys have any appointments, or are you working on Monday? And they're going to say, yeah, we generally work all day on Monday. Great. What time do you guys usually get home from work? Well, we usually get home from work, 5:30 to 6 o'clock. Okay, Tom, I've got an appointment at 6. I'm going to drop by at 7. I've got the address at 123 Main Street. Is that right? You say, yes. Now, the 123, am I looking on the door or the mailbox for that number? It's on both. Great. I drive a white BMW. Look out for me in your driveway around 7 o'clock this Monday. Now, just to better prepare for our appointment, Tom, this is a non-medical privilege as it's said on the form that you sent back in, but we do have to ask a few medical questions so we can prepare. In the last 10 years or so, any major illnesses such as a heart attack, stroke, cancer, or diabetes? Tom says no. Great. In the last 10 years, have you been prescribed any medications or currently take any medications on a regular basis? Tom says no. Great. That makes my job a lot easier. You've been fortunate. Now I've got you down for 7 o'clock this Monday, Tom. Is there anything that's gonna prevent you from showing up here at 7 o'clock? You say, no, we should be there. Great. Okay. All right. And just ask you, I am fitting you into my schedule here, and I'll ask you, I'm going to respect your time. I'll be there within a 10-15 minute window, and I just ask that you respect mine. Is that all right with you, Tom? He says, yes. Guys, that's how you tie down the appointment so you don't get no-showed. That's important. So make sure that you are practicing this phone script. I'll run through it one more time quickly, and then we'll end this video. Ring, ring. Hello, Tom. He's going to say, yeah, this is Tom. Tom, what's going on, buddy? This is Aaron with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm getting back to you about a form that we recently mailed off concerning paying off your loan amount with BB&T for $150,000 due to death or disability. Do you remember that? You say, yes. Great. I'm going to be right up the road from you this Monday, Tom. Do you and Jane, do you guys have any appointments, or are you working on Monday? Yeah, we generally work. Okay. What time do you guys both usually get home from work? Around 5:30. Great. I've got an appointment at 5:30, but I'm going to drop by around 6. I've got you at 123 Main Street. Is that right? Right. Is 123. Am I looking on the door or on the mailbox for that number? We're looking on the mailbox. Awesome. Well, I drive a white BMW, Tom. So look out for me in your driveway this Monday around 6:30. And just to better prepare for our meeting coming up, yeah, on the form, you remembered it said it was a non-medical privilege, but we do have to ask medical questions to get you in the right product. In the last 10 years or so, have you had any major medical issues, such as heart attack, stroke, cancer, or diabetes? Tom says no. Awesome. How about any major medications, any prescribed medications in the last 10 years or so, or currently taking on a regular basis? A little bit of high blood pressure. Perfect. If you would have that out when I get there. And last thing that's first, I'm going to be up the road from you regardless. And I've got a lot of appointments that day. If you would, give me about 10-15 minutes in your leeway to get there. And I tell you what, I'm going to be there, Tom, and I just ask that you respect my time. I'll definitely respect yours, and just to ensure that you're going to be there for our appointment. And he's going to say, okay, absolutely. All right, man. Well, I've got you locked up for 7:30 or whatever, 6:30 on Monday, and we'll make sure we got everything taken care of. I'll see you then. Guys, just tie it down tight. It's important that you keep your tone, your cadence low, slow, and and moving so they can't interrupt you. You may get some objections in the form of questions. The way to maintain and keep control of a conversation is whatever objection that you get or question that you get, answer the question, roll through it, then ask another question right behind it so they have to answer you. The one who's asking questions in the conversation is the one who's maintaining control. So, hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, you guys know my number. Call me, anything that you need. And get dialing, man. 8 a.m., dial through everything. 9 a.m., double dial. 10 a.m., triple dial. 11, keep dialing. And if whoever you don't get a hold of, guys, make sure that you are, if you don't get a hold of them, make sure that you're door knocking. Because that's the system. We dial, we door knock, we run applications, we get paid. And we're protecting families in the process. All right, guys, take care.